In the NFL's high-stakes arena, where every play is analyzed and every victory is rewarded, there are superstitions and curses. The concept of a curse is debatable in and of itself. Simply stating that a team cannot win because of an off-field issue is as absurd to some as reasonable to others. Although NFL teams have some of the strangest happenings in sports, does this mean that they're cursed? In this video, we'll dissect the awkward superstitions and traditions to reveal the hidden stories behind NFL curses. Let's dive right in. Super Bowl Loser Curse. Have you ever heard about the Super Bowl Loser Curse? Here you have it. Since the 1972 Miami Dolphins, no team has lost the Super Bowl one year and won it the following season. In reality, most teams do not come close to making to the big game again the following season. The Super Bowl, a major sports championship, is held at a predetermined location, with all the 9 games held at the home stadium of an NFL team. However, the host team has never played in the game, as the NFL prefers warm weather climates for fans. Miami and New Orleans are tied for hosting the most Super Bowls, but the Miami Dolphins have only been to the game 3 times since 1985. The Saints have only been once in 2010 when the game was in Miami. The probability of making it to the Super Bowl is 1 in 16, and the host teams have a long tradition of having a terrible season. Only a few teams have made the playoffs, and almost all have made a quick exit. In 2012, Indianapolis hosted the Colts, who made the playoffs the previous 10 seasons, but lost quarterback Peyton Manning due to a neck injury. New Orleans hosted the Saints in 2013, but was implicated in Bountygate, leading to a 7-9 record and a missed playoff spot. The Chunky Soup Curse. Next is the Chunky Soup Curse. This one's a bit weird, yet it follows some strange logic. Please don't ask me why people get cursed for promoting Campbell's Chunky Soup, but they do. Soup isn't seen as a particularly macho dish. Campbell's introduced chunky soups to target more male customers. Who better to represent these manly soups than professional football players? The first incidents occurred in the late 1990s, when Denver's Terrell Davis, who led the team to back-to-back Super Bowl victories, sustained several knee injuries, limiting his career to a highly remarkable but brief 4 years. Victor Cruz, Todd Heap, and Larry Johnson all met a similar fate, shortly after their endorsements raising concerns about an unpalatable trend. The curse was not restricted to on-field injuries, as Reggie White, one of the NFL's most dominating and renowned defensive linemen, died of heart failure in 2004 at the age of 43. He also began endorsing Chunky Soup in 1997, just before his career ended. A few months after being the youngest starting quarterback to win a Super Bowl, Ben Roethlisberger was involved in a motorbike accident. He recovered from his injuries but was considered incredibly fortunate because he went through another car's glass while not wearing a helmet. The saddest story is Brian Urlacher's mother. Most commercials featured the players and their mother, who prepared the lunch for them, in a funny, even big guys need their mamas fashion. Brian's mother participated in one advertisement alongside him before passing away a few years later at 51. Definitely the soup's ingredient is not the problem, but what could it be? Joe Namath sells his soul for a Super Bowl. Ever wonder why Joe Namath seems so sure about his guarantee before the Super Bowl III? The New York Jets curse just shows the continuing power of superstition in sports. The origin can be traced back to the historic upset victory in Super Bowl III, led by charismatic quarterback Joe Namath's bold guarantee of victory, which combined with the Jets' improbable triumph over the heavily favored Baltimore Colts, defied all expectations and etched the team's name into NFL history. However, they had no idea that their moment of glory would be eclipsed by decades of disappointment. Since that tragic day, the Jets have been afflicted by a series of misfortune that have led to band splits. They doubt the team's luck, citing missed draft opportunities and weird on-field blunders. The Jets appear to be cursed at every turn. The butt fumble is perhaps the most infamous occurrence in Jets history. This play has become similar in its inability and embarrassing controversy concerning the origin of the curse's bounds, with some pointing to the name that it accused of a bargain with the devil for victory. In contrast, others believe the curse stems from a more mundane cause, such as poor management or ill luck. Whatever the reason, there's no disputing the tangible sense of despair that penetrates the Jets franchise. Let us know what you think down in the comments section below. Marcus Allen curses Al Davis and the Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders curse is a controversial and intriguing story that began with the departure of Raiders legend Marcus Allen. Many people remember Marcus Allen, the Hall of Fame running back from his time with the Oakland LA Raiders. Allen, a former Heisman Trophy winner and Super Bowl MVP, was particularly famous for his reverse field run, which helped the Raiders win their third Super Bowl championship. However, Raiders owner Al Davis, who is never afraid to express how he actually feels, referred to Allen as a cancer on the franchise during a contract dispute. He was with the Raiders until his connection with team owner Al Davis Howard led to his final resignation. According to legend, Allen threw a hex on the Raiders in retaliation for Davis's abuse, condemning them to years of misfortune and despair. Since Allen's departure, the Raiders have suffered many setbacks, including significant injuries, draft busts, and off-field issues. Maybe a gentle appease would change their fortune. Who knows? The Madden Curse. The Madden Curse is arguably up there as one of the most peculiar but indisputable curses in all of football. It's believed that it's caused a massive amount of destruction. The Madden Curse adds another layer of mystery to the Raiders' jinx, with some players suffering severe setbacks after appearing on the cover of the popular video game. Ranging from Rich Gannon's shoulder injury to Antonio Brown's off-field issues, the curse seems to spare no one who dares to wear the silver and black. The Washington football team's curse is a story of tragedy and resilience, beginning with the quarterback Joe Theismann and Alex Smith's career-ending injuries. These men's horrific leg injuries on national television sent shockwaves throughout the sports world and marked the start of a tragic chapter in Washington's history. Surprisingly, Smith would sustain a nearly identical injury. Decades later, the team's reputation as a magnet for misfortune remains unchanged. The odd similarities in their injuries are a stark reminder of the franchise's everlasting curse. Since Theismann's injury, Washington has battled to find quarterback consistency, going through a revolving door of mediocrity and failure. From Gus Frerott's ill-fitting headgear to Robert Griffin III's dramatic rise and fall, this team has been unable to overcome the curse's influence on its fortunes. Billy Penn. This right here might pique the interest of even the least superstitious person. Philadelphia has seen sporting success in the past with teams such as the Eagles, Phillies, and Flyers. The last major championship was won by the 76ers in 1983 when they swept the Lakers to win the NBA title. The following years were marked with disappointment, and in the mid-1990s, some believed they had discovered the cause. For years, municipal architects had adhered to the gentleman's agreement that no building in Philadelphia would be higher than a municipal hall statue of William Penn, the city's founder. However, in 1987, One Liberty Place opened, standing 400 feet taller than City Hall, and the fortunes of Philadelphia sports took a downturn. That may appear to be nonsense, yet in 2007, workers at Philadelphia freshly constructed Comcast Center, the tallest structure in the city, erected a miniature statue of Penn on its final beam. The following year, the Phillies won the World Series, seemingly demonstrating and breaking the curse in one fell swoop. The Curse of Bobby Lane. Next is the Curse of Bobby Lane, arguably one of the longest-standing superstitions in NFL history. The Detroit Lions, now associated with football futility, were an NFL powerhouse in the 1950s. However, their fortunes changed after transferring future Hall of Fame quarterback Bobby Lane to the Pittsburgh Steelers in 1958, after winning 3 championships in 6 years. Lane's son Alan told the Detroit Free Press that when he found out he had been traded, he might have been a little angry and said something to the effect that the Lions would not win a championship for 50 years. The trade of Detroit's great quarterback coincided with the beginning of a historic championship drought. Since Lane's departure, the Lions have not played in an NFL championship game or Super Bowl, let alone won one. In reality, they have won only one playoff game since then. If Lane curses the Lions for half a century, the hex would have had a more enduring force. Rather than return to greatness in 2008, Detroit became the first NFL club to finish 0-16, while the Steelers won the Super Bowl. Even the subsequent pick of quarterback Matthew Stafford, who attended the same Texas high school as Lane and grew up on the same street, didn't change the Lions' fortune. The Honey Bears. The Cubs and White Sox are not the only teams in Chicago with curses. While the Chicago Bears weren't particularly successful in the 1970s, they did have a push. Like any other NFL team, Their cheerleaders, the Honey Bears, which was founded in 1978, was an integral part of their push. Despite their popularity, Virginia McCaskey, who took over the team in 1983, was not a fan, and she disbanded the Honey Bears after the 1985 season. That season, of course, was the golden one, with the Bears losing only one game on their way to a decisive Super Bowl win. Since then, without the Honey Bears, Chicago has only made it to the Super Bowl once, losing, and more than a little amusing to draw a parallel between them and the loss of their cheerleading squad. Maybe it's time to bring back the Honey Bears and relive the golden buzzling days. Sports have superstitions with trends like curses. No one knows exactly why, but it happens throughout history. Fans, players, and owners have engaged in bizarre rituals to bring about triumph, ranging from playoff beards to even weirder trends. Which of the curses made your breath skip, and do you believe in any of these superstitions? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more epic NFL stories. Like and share this video, and remember to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. See you next time.